Let's talk about this a bit more in detail and bring in Wendel Trio. He's the director of a Climate Action Network Europe and joins us now live from Brussels. Welcome to the programme. Given the tensions, the geopolitical tensions between China and the US, how important is it to see a deal like this for the environment?
Well, it is obviously very important to have these two countries recognize that more needs to be done. I think this is one of the central themes of the COP26 happening now, is that the world is not on track to reduce emissions fast enough to reach the objectives of the Paris Agreement, and in particular, the objective to limit temperature rise to 1.5 degrees. But secondly, the world is also not on track to deliver the needed climate finance to developing countries, the 100 billion a year that was promised also in Paris and even before that. And so from the realization that all of the bigger countries, the bigger economies, be it China that was not able to come with a new commitment to Glasgow, be it the US, where President Biden seemingly has problems to get a deal to provide climate finance, a big amount of climate finance through the Congress. I mean, it creates a lot of pressure on these countries. And so the two of them, China and the US, now coming together with a proactive statement is very important.
Mm-hmm. And
at the same time,
and just that word, I just want to pick up on that word statement, because these are just words. We've seen these words in the past before. And once again, this is COP26. There's been 26 of these conferences. Nothing is binding. So, what happens?
Indeed, exactly what I wanted to say. I think the problem is that it remains a statement with very vague commitments. I mean, there's a few specific commitments, but those are only from the US. I think from the Chinese side, strong commitments at the moment are not to be expected. As Chinese representative Xi has clearly said in the press conference yesterday, China will only make commitments that it's 100% sure that it will be able to implement. So one of the elements of the statement is that China will now develop a plan to slash methane emissions, but no specific comment on what that plan will entail. So this is really a statement, a commitment of these two countries that they recognize that more needs to be done, and they're willing to look into how they will do that. This should not replace strong agreement between all of the countries coming out of the COP. And it will be very important to understand that this should be a contribution, not a replacement of a strong agreement in Glasgow.
And Wendel, it's Thursday today. There's 1.5 days left of COP26. You said we're not on track, of course, to meet that 1.5, not on track with climate finance. So overall, in your opinion, has COP26 been a success? Will it be a success by the time it finishes tomorrow, Friday?
It is, of course, hard to make the judgment right now because a lot of the final elements of the agreement are made in the last hours. So it's hard to predict. But at the same time, we know that it will be impossible to create solutions for everything that is on the table, as those solutions need to be agreed by governments in advance. And governments come with a mandate to the COP. And I don't think there is a mandate from countries to make additional pledges that will allow us to go to these 1.5 degree objectives, and neither will there be new commitments for money. I think what will be important is if the text reflects the realization that next year we need to do another effort, so that by next year countries will need to come with new pledges, be it for finance, be it for reducing emissions. And I think the stronger that text, the more Glasgow will be a contribution, but it definitely will not be the solution.
Thank you so much, Wendel Trio from Climate Action Network. Appreciate your expertise and time.